And welcome to the Inland Sports Show. My name is Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you tuning in. Another great show coming at you. Great guests tonight, too. We're in a great time of the year as we're just wrapping up the football season, going into basketball season, and we've got some great hoops and soccer. Tonight, we're going to hear from Josh Giles, the head boys basketball coach at Centennial High School. We're also going to check in with Arlington boys soccer coach Kevin Watson and California Baptist wrestling coach Lennie Zalesky. So we appreciate you coming in to the Mike's Fitness Equipment studio on a Wednesday night. My name is Pep Fernandez. Big shout out to our friends here at Teen Vision TV 16, who always does such a great job making us look so good here on the Inland Sports Show. We appreciate it. We're going to hoop it up right off the bat. We're going to Centennial head coach Josh Giles. And coach is already, he's at home. He's with the family. I'm sure it was a great day at practice for the Huskies. But coach, we appreciate you joining us here on the show. And first off, I wanted to ask you about these tournament championships that you guys collected in the preseason, winning the Tarkanian in Las Vegas, the Cotton King, I think it was in Arkansas. Those are two prestigious tournaments. You guys going out of state. Talk about those experiences of not only traveling with the guys, but bringing some championships back home with you as well.
Yeah, it was both tournaments were really good for us. I'm a big believer in challenging yourselves early and kind of trying to find out where you are as a team. So getting out there and going out to the Tarkanian Classic, I mean that's always you're going to play nothing but upper echelon teams, and we were very, very fortunate to win that first round game. Like we played a really, really good team and kind of stuck one out and stole it, and then kind of got it rolling from there and beat Mater Dei and Bishop Gorman on back-to-back nights, which is always huge, beating those two teams. And then when we flew out to Arkansas, we didn't play necessarily great the first two rounds, but we found a way to win. And then in the championship game, we played really well in the fourth quarter and overcame I think we were down like 8 points going into the fourth quarter, and then had an unbelievable fourth quarter to pull it out. But it was 13 days out of a 13-day span. We were out of the state for 10 days. So I think the boys were really ready to get back home.
Well, now you guys are in the thick of Big 8 league play, of course. 10-0 last year in league play, looking to repeat as Big 8 league champions. But obviously when you play at Centennial, the goals are, CIF Southern Section title, state championship run, all those sorts of things. Coach, going back to last year in the Open Division, it was that new format where everyone got 3 games. There were like 2 different divisions on each side. What did you think of that new format? And I don't know, is that back this year? Is it the same way?
The same pool play stuff. So you have the 2 4-team pools, and I am on the advisory committee, so I understand the reasoning behind that, trying to eliminate some of the unnecessary games. Like, before, if you lost, you went into a loser's bracket, which I didn't mind a loser's bracket if there was a CIF title at the end of it, if you won the consolation side of it. You know what I mean? So to me, if you're in the Open Division and they have a consolation side of the Open Division, that team that wins the consolation tournament, that's a pretty impressive tournament. Like, to me, you deserve rings and a plaque if you win the consolation side of the Open Division, because that means you beat 4 Open Division teams. I don't think anybody in CIF wanted to do that, so now they went to the pool play, but they're still... I do like it better than what the format was before, but even last year there were still some of those games that really didn't matter. So like our second game, we beat St. John Bosco the first game. Our second game against Mater Dei didn't matter. I mean, win or lose, it didn't matter, because whoever wins, we're 1-1. And then basically when we played Sierra Canyon the next night, that was your real CIF semifinal game. So if we would have, lost to Mater Dei and then beat Sierra Canyon, we still win our pool. So that game against Mater Dei, it was kind of, it's still, you don't want to say it doesn't really matter, but in all honesty, it didn't count, because whether we won or lost that game, it didn't matter. It all came down to what do you do against Sierra Canyon the next, the following Friday. So I do like playing the 3 games. But, it still has some, kinks to work out, but I think it was better than doing the consolation.
And Coach, when you look at the Southern section in terms of boys basketball, obviously there's a lot of high-profile programs, and you can look at Sierra Canyon, I guess, and LeBron James's son and Dwayne Wade's son, and all that. And obviously they're getting a lot of run. Rancho Christian with Evan Mobley down there. Do you feel like in a certain sort of way that maybe you guys at Centennial are flying a little bit under the radar?
I think without a doubt we're flying under the radar. I don't think anybody really had us too highly ranked at the beginning of the year, and maybe rightfully so with all the new guys that we have. There's a couple returners that are still around that I think help us out a lot, but with some of the new faces that we had, maybe rightfully so that they didn't have us too highly ranked to begin the season. But we've been playing really well to start it off, and it is really, really enjoyable. This is the most fun I've had coaching in a long, long time. I absolutely love our group of guys. They play hard every day, and it's just fun to be around. It's really rewarding as a coach.
Well, Coach, speaking of coaching for a long, long time, I was digging through all of the stats on Max Preps, and Max Preps goes back to 2004. When did you become the head coach at Centennial? How many seasons has it been with the Huskies?
This is my 17th.
17 years. So between you and Matt Logan, I was trying to think of a better football-basketball combination. You guys are the best. Giles and Logan. I mean, you guys are a 1-2 punch out there.
I appreciate that. Anytime you get mentioned in the same sentence as Coach Logan, you got to take that as a huge compliment. Coach Logan is a really good friend of mine. Our families are friends and stuff like that. So he's been... he casts such a huge shadow. Anytime we're mentioned with him, I think that is, obviously a big win for us. But yeah, he is just a class act on and off the football field. So he and I are definitely, we're friends on and off, campus and stuff like that. So we get together on, personal time and everything like that. I consider him a really good friend and almost like a mentor. But yeah, he is... he's the GOAT, right?
He is. There's no doubt about it. No one's going to argue against that. And I know, Coach, a lot of people look at Centennial as a football school. I look at it as a basketball school as well. You're a big reason why. And we appreciate the time, Coach. You guys are off to a great start. Hopefully, we're having another conversation in a couple weeks as you guys are getting ready for what looks like to be Open Division play once again. So thank you, Coach. We appreciate the time.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
All right, that's Josh Giles, head basketball coach at Centennial High School. The Huskies 16-2, 2-0 right now in the land of the Big A. Thank you, Coach. Good seeing you. All right, that was head coach Josh Giles. Join us here on the show, on the Inland Sports Show. And let's talk a little bit more hoops here because there's going to be hoops on Teen Vision TV 16 for the next several weeks. And a big game, in fact, taking place tonight for Orange Vista boys basketball. And we know Orange Vista's been really, really good. They burst onto the scene. Orange Vista taking on Canyon Springs. That's a huge game, the game of the week right here. You can watch all of the games on Vimeo. So head over to Vimeo.com and just search VVUSD Teen Vision. Watch the games live. Again, these guys are playing right now. You can go back and watch the game after the fact, Canyon Springs and Orange Vista. The next game that'll be live on Teen Vision TV 16 on Vimeo will be the Rancho Verde taking on JW North. That's on Friday, January 24th. So make sure you're checking out VVUSD Teen Vision on Vimeo early and often, because there's a lot of great hoops going down in the next couple of weeks. And our pledge to you is to talk high school football in every single show. And this is really juicy because the Aquinas Falcons, your CIF Southern Section Division 5 champions from this season, just released their schedule for 2020 for this fall. And look at it on the screen, especially the non-league. They open up at Grace Brethren. That's a rivalry game now. They've got Kurt Bruick and Citrus Valley the following week. And then you've got, of course, Xavier Prep and Notre Dame. The parochial schools, right? Those are all rivalry games, and they added Damien to the mix. That is a tough non-league schedule going into Ambassador League play, and the Falcons obviously not shying away from big-time competition. That Citrus Valley game, for an Inland Empire fan, that Citrus Valley game is going to be big. CV taking on Aquinas. That would be, I guess, week 2. So that'd be the week 1, technically, of the high school football season, the week after week 0. So a shout out to the Aquinas Falcons for hitting up Inland Sports on social media and unveiling your 2020 schedule. All right, when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we are going to hit the wrestling mat. California Baptist University preparing to host Stanford this Saturday. We will go inside the Lancers, presented by Magnolia Heating and Cooling, when we come back.
What's going on, guys? This is Ray Bass from Boost Performance Training. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled. Kin Sporting Goods. They have all of your sporting gear needs, Letterman's jackets, and team uniforms. Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels and all sports are going to Boost Performance Training in Corona. Mike's Fitness Equipment. Check out the new storeroom on La Cadena. Quality fitness equipment at affordable prices. Mike's Fitness Equipment. And JoJo's Gorilla Dog, located in the Mountain Grove Shopping Center in Redlands. Let's be frank, not all dogs are created equal. JoJo's Gorilla Dog.
God, first of all, I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
What's up, everybody? Don't forget, there's 2 Spoiled locations now. I'm at the brand new one right off the 91 freeway at Arlington. You can spoil yourself. You can spoil your car. You come in here, 10 minutes, you're in and you're out. You're back on the road. Go check out Spoiled, local business, locally owned and operated. And they've got the location off the 215 freeway at Alessandro. And this one, the brand new one here, off of the 91 at Arlington.
I felt spoiled. It was great. I got in easy. I mean, the price was the best. The price is just helped me out. And what I really enjoyed about it is that they explained to me what was going on today. And I feel like when I walked out of here, I just felt so special. I said I had a new boyfriend. His name is Spoil.
You got your flowers.
And I got
See, I don't know what it is. Think about this. A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the Oakland Raiders maybe finding a way past Tennessee to get that last playoff spot.
Right.
The Raiders had a chance to get past Tennessee.
Awesome.
Won at New England.
Yep.
They won at Baltimore. And now they're going to Kansas City. They could win all those games on the road to get to the Super Bowl. That's amazing. And a special shout out for the Kansas City Chiefs. Their safety, Daniel Sorensen, the pride of Colton High School, number 49, flying around for the Chiefs.
Nice.
He made big play after big play on defense. And, when I see those IE guys making those huge plays in such a big game, I swell up with pride a little bit for the Inland Empire, the pride of Colton, Daniel Sorensen.
Inland Sports. Welcome back to the Mike's Fitness Equipment Studio. It's the Inland Sports Show.
And welcome back inside the Mike's Fitness Equipment Studio. My name is Pep Fernandez here at Teen Vision TV 16. It's time to go inside the Lancers, presented by Magnolia Heating and Cooling. Big time wrestling match this Saturday at CBU as the Lancers are hosting Stanford. And join us live on the show right now, the head coach of the Lancers, Lennie Zalesky. And coach, anytime Stanford comes to town, it's a big deal. Are you fired up to see the Cardinal this weekend?
Oh, of course. Yeah. It's, always. They're a great team. And, I think it's just, something that's going to happen here as we go D1 every year. We're going to have several teams like this. But we're excited.
Well, this is one of 6 home matches, 6 home duels that you have this year. That's twice as many as last year. Is it good just to be back on campus in front of the home fans for some of these duels, especially against a Stanford?
Yeah, I think it's just great to bring wrestling here to Southern California. It's home to I think there's 400 programs down here in Southern California. But yeah, it's something as we go D1, it's hard with D2, but D1 schools, we got 5 D1 schools here in the state of California. And so it's easier for teams to travel. Of course, you have bigger budgets, but there's more stuff going on out here in D1. So it's hopefully we have 5 to 6 every year.
Well, Coach, you guys just came back from being out on the road for a little bit. A lot of matches in a lot of days. Is it a challenge when you go on the road and you're dueling this team and then you got another team and you go to this town and that town? It's challenging, right? I'd imagine it is.
Yeah, of course. We give up 3 hours. That's kind of the big thing, the travel, time. But yeah, you're losing weight on the road. You have to weigh in 2 different times. That's all a little challenging. But our guys wrestled about to their capability, I thought. They could have they're probably a little tired the second day, but they wrestled well.
Well, Coach, let's talk about your guys because, correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty young across the board, right? You've got some returners who are very, very strong, but when you look at the entire roster, I think there's 20 freshmen, I think it was, on the team. How has this young team kind of progressed so far this season?
Well, we're wrestling, mainly D1 competition. We beat 2 D1 teams, but we're struggling a little bit, to be honest with you. It's tough for us to compete with the top 30 teams, I think. But so many of them are so young. I think we have 4 or 5 guys. First time they've ever wrestled varsity, and it's just a little bit different tempo, but it bids well for the future. We're sitting probably 4 or 5 guys in red shirt just for preparation. Injury, is part of it, but in preparation for the next few years.
We're going inside the Lancers. These guys will all be here
for a while.
Yep. And Coach, we're going inside the Lancers, presented by Magnolia Heating and Cooling, as we kind of talk about the showdown with Stanford coming up on Saturday. And Coach, you mentioned some of the young guys that are, developing and probably gaining experience and improving because of that. But one of the guys who's been a very nice addition to this team, and he redshirted last year, he's a local guy from Yucaipa, AJ Raya. He's an Indiana transfer. I mean, this guy is big time, and he's been fantastic for you this year.
Yes, he won the Roadrunner Open, beat a fairly good D1, two D1 kids, I think, that have been ranked roughly in the top 20 from time to time. He's been really good. He lost to a kid this weekend who was a three-time NCAA qualifier in a pretty good match, but he's been pretty, I don't know how many, I think he's only lost one or two times, but he's been really fighting well, and he's still young. He's only a sophomore, redshirt sophomore, so we got 2 more years with him. I think this year's a big learning year for a lot of guys on the team.
Well, AJ's been fantastic. You've got Zach Schrader. You've got Garrett Strang. These are kind of the guys who have been getting you points, I guess you could say, all season long. Talk about what, because Garrett's another local guy from Chaparral High School in nearby Temecula.
Yep.
Talk about what these two other guys, you pair them with AJ. That's a pretty good, that's a trio of wrestlers that you can count on in every single duel or tournament you go to.
Right. Yeah, they're pretty consistent. I think Zach's only been beat twice. I think AJ's been beat maybe 2 or 3 times. And Garrett just a few times himself. But Garrett's been he's been very consistent. You can usually count on him for a win. But yeah, all these guys actually are local guys. Zach Schrader's, he's from, over there, just south of LA. But Zach's done a really good job. He's actually only has 2 losses, and one of those losses, I think it's to the 9th ranked guy, and I think that was 3-2, and then to Neville's from Fresno State, and I think that was 4-2. But he's wrestled very well. He beat a number 24 ranked guy this weekend.
Well, Coach, Stanford coming up on Saturday. What's your message maybe to all the wrestling fans in the Inland Empire? Because they're out there. People love wrestling in the IE, and there's several dominant high school programs out there. But what's your message, just fans in general who love wrestling that might want to see some Pac-12 competition with the Cardinal coming to town, and you guys getting one of those 6 home duels this Saturday against the Cardinal?
Yeah. Well, the Cardinals are the defending Pac-12 champions. They have, I think they have 4 to 5 guys ranked like in the top, very high actually. It's going to be good wrestling. It's going to be a challenge for us this year, but we certainly hope to grow in the next couple years to be very competitive. But it's a big undertaking. But AJ, Zach, Garrett, and there's a couple other guys. I think they're going to do pretty well. And it's going to be a fight for us. I talked to the guys today. We just got to continue to fight, and we're wrestling some of the best kids in the nation. Stanford's got some of the best recruits that any team has. But anyway, it's the only way you really get better, and our biggest thing is to get ready for the first year D1 competition.
Well, Coach, it's always great talking to you. It's going to be big time. I hope they'll pack the place out there, CBU and Stanford, this Saturday. So, Coach, best of luck. It was good seeing you, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Okay, thank you. Good talking to you. Thank you.
All right, that's great. That's Lennie Zalesky, the head wrestling coach out there for California Baptist University, as we go inside the Lancers, presented by Magnolia Heating and Cooling. And you just heard from Coach, the Pac-12 champs coming into town. You only get better by wrestling the best. And again, CBU's got 3 great ones, and they're local guys. AJ Raya from Yucaipa, Garrett Strang at 184 from Chaparral High School. So local wrestlers from the Inland Empire going to CBU and getting things done. And we kind of glanced over it real quickly, but yeah, AJ Raya from Yucaipa High School signed with Indiana, the Hoosiers, and he actually did well out there, transferred back to CBU, redshirted a year, and now he's eligible, and he's doing great for head coach Lennie Zalesky and the Lancers, so that's pretty exciting to see. So if you're a wrestling fan, check it out Saturday, CBU and Stanford. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we're going to talk some high school soccer. Arlington head coach Kevin Watson will join us live as the Lions get set to take on Riverside Poly later this week. We'll be back on the Inland Sports Show.
What's going on, guys? Boostman here at the Boost Performance Center with the one and only Pep Fernandez. We're offering all Inland Sports listeners half off the month of January for all programs here at the Boost Performance Center. Come check us out. If you want to take advantage of this great offer, contact us now at 951-532-3903. Shoot us a text.
Just opened up our new location off the 91 in Arlington and Riverside. Come check us out and get spoiled for a change.
I can't say because Tommy.
Sports Show is brought to you by Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled. Kin Sporting Goods. They have all of your sporting gear needs, Letterman's jackets, and team uniforms. Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels and all sports are going to Boost Performance Training in Corona. Mike's Fitness Equipment. Check out the new storeroom on La Cadena. Quality fitness equipment at affordable prices. Mike's Fitness Equipment. And JoJo's Grill-A-Dog, located in the Mountain Grove Shopping Center in Redlands. Let's be frank, not all dogs are created equal. JoJo's Grill-A-Dog. Welcome back to the Mike's Fitness Equipment Studio. It's the Inland Sports Show.
And welcome back to the Mike's Fitness Equipment Studio here at Teen Vision TV 16. My name is Pep Fernandez, and this is the Inland Sports Show. We appreciate you checking in every single Wednesday night, talking about all the biggest things going on in the local sports scene here in the Inland Empire. We try to pride ourselves on big guests standing by. One of the biggest, Arlington boys soccer coach Kevin Watson. But that leads us into our Ken's Sporting Goods must-see game this week. And we love soccer here on the show. It's Arlington and Riverside Poly going head-to-head in Ivy League play. It's this Friday. Arlington, your reigning Division II champion from a year ago. Riverside Poly made a run to the semifinals in D2. They're rivals. They're both really good. They got great head coaches. The whole thing is awesome. So it's our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game this Friday. Arlington and Riverside Poly on the old soccer pitch out there at Riverside Poly High School. So join us live right now on the show. He is the head coach of the Lions. He is a CIF champion, and he always looks so put together, like he just put gel in his hair. He looks great. It's Kevin Watson. Coach, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Just trying to watch a little American football before I get back on the fields tonight.
Coach, it's always good to see you. You guys are having another great season. I saw the rankings. I don't know if you look at them much at this time of the year if it even matters, but you guys are one of the top-ranked teams in Division II once again. But as the reigning Division II champions, do you feel like that target is on your back? Like people are coming for Arlington?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's kind of, that's obviously our, it was the speech we had in the beginning of the year that's my daughter. Hello, Avery.
You got some soccer hooligans.
Yeah, this is soccer fam. But the bullseye on our back is something new for us because we've never been in this stage, and it's been tough. If I'm gonna be honest with you, our boys struggled with it a little bit early on, but now we're starting to understand what it takes to be this team, and we're excited. And the Ivy League is no joke, so I think that bullseye even gets larger with some of the talented teams we have. But we've definitely grown leaps and bounds from the beginning of this season.
Yeah, when you look at the Ivy League traditionally, I mean, Valley View's had some great teams. Rancho Verde's had some seasons where they were really good. I mean, the Ivy League is really tough, but I think, at least for local soccer fans, and I'm a soccer guy, like when I see Arlington versus Pauley, you and Coach Figueroa and the Bears and the Lions, I mean, it's just a big deal. And to see you guys going head-to-head on Friday, I know as you guys are the team to beat, you're the reigning league champions, but do you feel like Pauley always gives you a tough game, their best shot, I guess you could say?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think you ask any Arlington or Pauley soccer student athlete, they're going to circle that game every single year. So regardless of our records, that game is always a special one. And it's always going to be a tough one. So we respect the Bears, and we hope we can go out on their home field and ultimately give them a test and really stir this Ivy League up and make it a very competitive three-way race.
Is that your son, or is that Messi back there hanging out at your house?
Yeah, he's definitely my boy, if you can't tell. So, and he's got the Messi kid on.
Hey, Coach, I was going to ask you, I mean, you had some great players as seniors last year, and you talked about this team learning early on maybe how to win some of those close games and being the team to beat in Division II. Who are some of those guys? Do a little name dropping of your players this season who've really stepped into those starring roles.
Yeah, so, we're pretty unique. Actually, we're in a position where we could start 11 seniors once we get healthy. But right now, Ricardo Cesaro, who wears the number 10 kit, he's probably one of the first on a lot of scouting reports. He's deadly with his left foot. We also have an array of forwards that are seniors. We have Jose Garcia, Charlie Zuniga, and then we also have Isaac Hernandez, who are all returning from obviously our championship team from last year. So, we got some unique talent. It's just a matter of these seniors, some new and some returners, just finding that little bit of magic coming into this real pivotal week. This is a huge week for us.
Well, we're excited about Pauley Arlington on Friday, our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game of the week. And hey, Coach, I don't know if you're doing it on Twitter and social media, but we always appreciate you tagging us because I love to keep up on the Lions, who you're playing, who scored the goals, what you guys are doing. Like, I appreciate it, so thank you.
No, absolutely. And thanks for always being an advocate for the footy world, man. We appreciate everything you do.
And, Coach, we're a family show. I'm a family guy. I love seeing you at home and the kids running around. Bring it on, man. You can come on our show and have your kids any time of the week.
I'm sure they would like that. They might get a little shy, though, but they would love that.
Kevin Watson, everybody, the head coach of the Arlington boys soccer team, the reigning CIF Southern Section Division II champions, trying to get things done again this year. Big game against Pauley coming up on Friday in Ivy League play. Thank you, Coach. Good seeing you.
All right, Pat, thanks. See you soon.
All right, that's head coach Kevin Watson here. Join us on the Inland Sports Show, breaking it down once again for us. And one of the good guys out there. And a family man. Yeah, I mean, you saw it here on the show. I think there was a slinky in there. I was trying to pay attention to the interview, but I couldn't help but see some of the toys. I think there was a slinky in there. And finally, let's wrap up the segment with this. Our Mike's Fitness Equipment Athlete of the Week. And, man, he is a good one. We need to be talking about this guy more. Anthony Bagby. He's a guard out of Paris, and he's been having some huge games for the Paris Panthers. He's helped guide them to first place in the Sun Belt League. He had, 25 points in a win against Arlington. He had 16 points and 10 assists in a road win at Elsinore. The Panthers are 4-0 in the Sun Belt League, and guess what? Tonight, Paris and Heritage going head-to-head for first place in league. Both teams at 4-0. And look out for Anthony Bagby, averaging 24 points per game on the season, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He is our Mike's Fitness Equipment Athlete of the Week. It's about time we gave Anthony some love here on the show. He's having a great year in Paris. Was it 13-6 overall going into that contest against Heritage, and again tied for first place in the Sun Belt League. And speaking of hoops, when we come back here on the show, we will hear from UC Riverside head coach David Patrick. The Highlanders coming off an absolutely huge win against Cal State Fullerton. We'll have that when we come back on the Inland Sports Show.
96.7 KCal Rocks. What's up? It's Patrick and 40. Hey man, you're watching the Inland Sports Show right here. Make sure you check out Pep Man. It's Inland Sports with Pep, but he's on every Monday and Thursday morning with Sports with Pep Man. You guys rock!
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taking care of whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, you know. We have customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time, and then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
So with our school program, it's called BASS, the Boost Alternative School for Student Athletes. We've had our school for about 3 years now. We're going to be opening up enrollment for the 2020-2021 school year. And if you really want to get involved, it's all referral based. You either have to come speak with us directly, or if you know someone who's currently in the program. But it's a great program. It's all the meat and potatoes of just your rigorous academic program and a complete collegiate strength and speed development program as well. It's a real collegiate vibe. It challenges the kids. It's not an easy program by any means, but we've had a lot of growth with our student athletes as they move on to high school, whether they're going to a public school or private school. It's a program that really prepares you, not just academically, but physically for the next level.
What's up, everybody? Don't forget, there's 2 Spoiled locations now. I'm at the brand new one right off the 91 freeway at Arlington. You can spoil yourself. You can spoil your car. You come in here, 10 minutes, you're in and you're out. You're back on the road. Go check out Spoiled, local business, locally owned and operated. And they've got the location off the 215 freeway at Alessandro. And this one, the brand new one here off of the 91 at Arlington.
I felt spoiled. It was great. I got in easy. I mean, the price was the best. The price is just helped me out. And what I really enjoyed about it is that they explained to me what was going on today. And I feel like when I walked out of here, I just felt so special. I said I had a new boyfriend. His name is Spoiled.
You got your flower.
Yeah, and I got the flower.
Welcome back to the Mike's Fitness Equipment Studio. It's the Inland Sports Show.
And welcome back to the Mike's Fitness Equipment Studio. This is the Inland Sports Show. My name is Pep Fernandez, live and amplified every single Wednesday, 6 o'clock, right here at Teen Vision TV 16 here at Val Verde. Big shout out to Johnny Nunez and his entire team for putting up with us every single week to bring you what we think is very unique, the only high school football, basketball, soccer show in the Inland Empire. We also cover, of course, CBU and UC Riverside. And speaking of the Highlanders, if you are not on that men's basketball bandwagon yet, you better hop on before it's too late. The Highlanders are really, really good this year. They are at 12-6 overall. There's the guys behind me. But more importantly, they're 2-0 in the Big West Conference, tied for first place right now. And they've got a huge week coming up. They got Cal State Northridge on Thursday. They play on the road at UC Irvine Saturday. So this will be a very telling week for UCR. But they are off to their best start ever at the Division I level. Can you imagine if UCR wins the Big West and makes it to the NCAA tournament? Think about that. There's still time to get on that bandwagon. The Highlanders are playing very, very well. Here's their head coach, David Patrick, following a 65-59 win against Fullerton, talking about the team as they move forward now with these big expectations.
Inland Sports. I'm with you. I don't look around. I think we picked second last or third last in the league, and that doesn't matter till the end of the year, But I think this team knows how good we are and how good we can be. We got a lot of growth to go, but we also know how good the league is. When you think Irvine, Santa Barbara from afar look like they got everybody back, and for the most part, and they're really good. You got a great Northridge team coming in here with a great coach on Thursday nights. But I think when you're 2-0, it's a different mentality when teams show up here. And so the part of being good is how do you respond when you're the hunted? It's one thing to hunt and be the underdog, but it's another thing to stay on top. And when you look at the Virginias and the Dukes of the world, and that's why they're so good. Gonzaga and St. Mary's, like the people come after them every night, and they respond. And so that's part of growth, and that's hopeful that we can respond this week. And it won't be any easier this week; it'll be harder, so that they can understand what's in store next week with Northridge coming in town. We obviously, it starts with us and putting a good product on the floor and a product that plays hard, and I think we do that. And it's a great home court advantage here, with our students and the local alumni and people here in Riverside. It can help, and I think we're an exciting team to watch. And I think you have two good teams here in town. If you like basketball, to come see both of us play. But it's fun times, and I'm really just excited for these guys, these seniors, and Dikembe and Kai Cabela. It's like Dikembe's been here 4 years, and he deserves, being a local kid, to go out with a winning season, and we're going to try our best for these seniors to do that for them.
And that was head coach David Patrick, our exclusive interview here on Inland Sports after that big win in Cal State Fullerton. And remember, the Titans, Cal State Fullerton, won the Big West Conference title last year, so they made it to the big dance. They were in the NCAA tournament, and UCR just beat them, and they had most of their guys back from last year. Mine is Khalil Ahmad, the former Centennial high school star who played for Fullerton last year. But nevertheless, any way you slice it, big win for UCR. They're in first place right now in the Big West Conference, and they got Northridge Thursday night, 7 p.m. inside the SRC Arena. Let's pack the place. Let's make it loud. And again, if you're going to get on that Highlander bandwagon, do it now, because this is a very good team, and David Patrick, their head coach, has them going in the right direction. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of the Inland Sports Show here at the Mike's Fitness Equipment Studio. Big thanks to Teen Vision TV 16. And again, I got my hot little hands on the basketball schedule all season long. Live high school hoops right here on Vimeo at VVUSD Teen Vision on Vimeo. So go check that out. Live games, boys and girls basketball all season long for the teams in the Val Verde School District. My name is Pep Fernandez. We will see you again next Wednesday on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.